Hmm. Yeah,
So,
you've been working quite a bit on that now.
well, I mean, it's not just for my sake. There's a lot of people in the community that
Hmm.
need this help. So, I'm, everyone's going to benefit from this if they choose to watch me. That is.
Hmm.
So, now that we've got that set up, okay, cool. I can get to my desktops from here. Perfect. All right. So, I don't think it's recording the debug screen though. I don't know. I don't think it is, which is unfortunate because the thing is I've got the link working properly and it's hardwired through virtual desktop. So that's the big thing, right?
Hmm.
And I set my frame rate. Let me go back and look at my virtual desktop tools here. Yeah, I don't think I can set it from inside of here. I could have swore I set it for 72 frames a second, right? To make
Hmm.
sure that I can get the most of them because like the latency right now that I'm seeing, like I'm seeing 53 ms on the bit rate, right? The bit rate is at 457, and it's because of the codec I'm using, right? So basically, I've got it hardwired again, but I'm still only running at half its capacity because the Meta Horizon app will allow you to run at 900 megabytes per second for the bit rate, right?
Hmm.
So that's kind of the catch 22 here. It's like, you know, yeah, it works and extended battery life, all that stuff by keeping it plugged in, you know, but it's still only half performance. But it's a better solution if you have crappy wireless internet, right? So,
Hmm. And this is all basically the Meta product, so it's like this is not on Star Citizen's end because
no, this is
it
not
is, freshly implemented.
it's not a Star Citizen issue, right?
Mm.
The Star Citizen issues is when people first try to launch into the game, right? Their headsets are not either being their headsets are not detecting the game or what have you, right? And that's a Steam VR problem.
That's strange because I had TeamVR. I plugged it in and it was working out of the box. So I had like no issues there.
Well, that's the thing, right? People that have been updating their drivers and stuff like that are the ones getting fucked the most, right? Because out of the box, like you say, right, I was able to jump in this no problem outside of the initial getting it connected, right? I was sitting here thinking there was a problem, but the reality is that the headset was just black until I went and I took it off and looked at my computer screen, right, and then went to the
Hmm.
options and turned it on manually because they added those options to the game. But you got to launch the game through your headset.
Yeah, I think I can't even remember. I only tried it one time, so I can't actually remember now. What did I do? Did I just run? No, actually, I think I turned on the VR, and I was, in the VR room there, and then I think I tabbed out to my Windows, and then I clicked on just play Star Citizen and launched it there, and it was fine. I did need
Interesting.
to like add this like weird text file. That's the only thing I needed to do.
Oh, you mean
The
UFG?
CFG thing.
Yeah,
Yeah, yeah.
CFG, whatever. So I'm pretty stoked that this is working now, right? And
Yeah.
um, okay, so because the pass through in my hands, like it enables me to look up and just use my hand to see if everything's recording properly and working properly, right?
Hmm.
And there are things that are being recorded or that are not being recorded, but I can see, right? I thought people would be able to see my hand pass through when I record, but that's not what's happening right now. And I think that's because of Steam VR. And I think that's a Steam VR issue, right?
Perhaps there's an option to override that, but yeah, I'm not too familiar with the settings. I haven't really looked too much into it because I always have the mentality that this is just freshly released, so I'm thinking that they're probably going to optimize in a couple of weeks, if not months, and then it's probably more worth my time to look into it then.
Yeah, so the thing is that when I run it through Steam VR, so that I can capture my headset, right? The
Mhm.
latency is through the fucking roof, right? And the frame rates have dropped significantly as well. So when I move around too much or whatever, I saw briefly the Steam VR room, right, kind of fade in,
Mhm.
and this is plugged in, right? So
Mhm.
there's definitely something going on with Steam VR, right? When it comes to at least recording your headset, right? So like if I
It's
didn't
been.
if I didn't record my headset and I just did desktop capture, right?
Mhm.
Then I wouldn't have this latency issue right now. And that's not the case when I run it in just in virtual desktop. So Steam, the Steam Open VR obviously has its issues because there's something that's doubling in the latency, and my frame rate is absolute fucking dog shit inside of Steam VR.
Not just you, like by me, it's been pretty bad too. Like the when I launched the VR, it was not really running as smoothly as it should have. So I'm
So
wondering, maybe it's just because it's the first iteration of it. It's maybe just on Star Citizen, and
I
is my
know.
guess, but you could be right.
No, this is not like this is gonna be the one of the rare um occasions that I defend CIG on this. It's not their fault. When it comes to the AMD drivers, it's not their fault. When it comes to these compatibility issues with headsets and Steam VR and all this other stuff, that's not on them, man. And then there's the meta problems, which is their own. So that's an issue. So for people that are like, because what I'm talking about right now, I'm talking about streamer problems, right?
Mhm.
So, like, that's not really. Most people are not streamers, right?
Mhm.
So they're not trying to do that. And then, of course, you have the other method, which is what I'm fixing to do now. Is I'm going to exit Steam VR because, my God, this is the most horrible experience. Like when I play my, and see, here's the thing, right? Now there is a little bit of a caveat. Now when I do play other games on Steam VR, I don't have I don't have these same issues, right? So there is a little bit of a compatibility issue with Star Citizen and Steam VR, right? So
Mhm.
but it does work, right? So hey Kimbu, what's
Hey,
up, man?
Tibu.
Hey, buddy.
What's that? Yeah, a bit low.
You all right?
Yeah, we're all just a little sick. That's all. Sore
Oh,
Oh,
throats and
damn.
things.
sick on Christmas? That sucks.
I had my turn, so I guess I guess it's your turn now. Damn.
I mean, we don't really do Christmas anyway, so it's fine.
Yeah.
But when it comes to playing the game, I think the most optimal way is gonna be through virtual desktop.
Hmm.
Yeah. So that means that if I'm getting the best performance, playing on virtual desktop, then I'm just gonna record my game capture on my screen.
Mhm.
for some reason my headset's not detecting it now. Let me just jump into another offline thing here. I might have to restart everything. Yeah, it's not detecting my headset. Oh, I know why it's not detecting my headset. I am an idiot. So we go into our settings for streaming, or in the game here, and what's it called, virtual desktop, whatever the fuck those settings are. Or no, it's not even in here. It's on my desktop. This is the thing about virtual desktop that gets kind of annoying. It's like you have to keep switching back and forth between the headset interface and the tab on your desktop, and that's where the option is to switch to VDXR, because I had it on Steam VR, so it just wasn't going through.
Have you been also experiencing like pretty bad performance hits on Vulkan? Like I had to switch back to DirectX 11.
I mean, no. I mean, what's your GPU?
It's NVIDIA 4070 Ti.
So it's a decent card. So,
Mm-hmm.
um, I have no answer for you. I haven't had any performance issues on Vulkan, because like I have to have it for my VR. But even when I don't use the VR and I was using in the persistent universe in the PTU, I wasn't having any issues with shaders or FPS or anything like that. So, and yeah, it was totally just my fucking what's it called, my codec. All right. A crash course in VR in 48 hours. I really wish that I was able to record the diagnostic screen. So as things are loading, the latency kind of spikes up.
Systems on.
I think it's also because of the map I'm into. So basically, the more shit you have to load, obviously the frame rates drop. You know, that's clearly obvious for most cases. But when it comes to the headset, your latency goes up to around 80, 90. Because I'm in an atmosphere map in Arena Commander right now solo, and I'm looking at 50 FPS with 90 ms on latency.
I'm gonna have to continue like testing out to see as well. Like Vulkan's supposed to improve performance, right? So
Yes,
I'm a
it
little bit
is.
bummed out that it's been acting up. I mean, it's just
Did you try? There's one thing I can suggest, and I don't know if it's gonna work, but you could try deleting all of your shader folders.
I did. I
Oh,
just went in and completely nuked everything.
well, there you go. That's the best I got, honestly.
Really wonder what it is. And I also like gave it plenty of time to load the shaders, because when you initially start the game, it shows there that 150,000 I think it was. Where did you place your starting location? I'm wondering if it's just Levski again being weird, because I started it there.
I went back to Area 18 just for convenience, honestly.
Mhm.
Like,
Yeah, I kind of regret right now going to Levski, because with the new changes on the shields and whatnot, I gotta go back to do some shopping in Stanton.
yeah. What about the shields are we talking about here? Is military the
So
best?
yes. So I looked into as much as I could, and basically, with if we find like out in the wild a freaking Super Hornet MK1 Wildfire, we want that because it has military grade B shields by stock. So that's a pretty damn good ship, and that's the only one that I found with a B grades.
No,
And
you
as
you
for
can you can buy a 325A off the store, and you choose components, and they come with Class B. So I have those already.
Oh, you can do that. Okay, that's even a better way about it going about it. Okay.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I made an entire video of. I mean, I think it was in my rant, but there's an entire video that I made showing that it's like, look, there's a system that has been sitting here not used for the better part of a decade. It's like the Origin line is the only ship that gets the
Oh, you mean
ability.
I saw that video. That's so you're talking about like actually legitimately like purchasing it from
RSI
the RSI
website,
web. Yeah,
and
yeah,
it's
yeah.
bound to your account forever, forever and ever.
Yeah. I was just thinking more like in terms of ships that we can just buy in game because if I can avoid delivered. I don't think. Yeah, you can't even buy the Super Hornet Mark One anyway. But yeah, that's good. So you have that, so we can do something with that. But yeah, the military shields are among the best. And then I looked into the light fighters, the Espira stuff as well. The White Rose power plant is pretty interesting as well. It's essentially a little bit weaker than Lumacore, I think, but it's more stealthy, so we can have that built in too. But I have yet to test the combat effectiveness of these things now, because the vapor blocks, for instance, I also have now two of them in each build because now cooling actually plays a big role. That being said, component HP on those pieces are a lot um, lower than if you were to have military grade ones. So we're gonna have to see if just how deadly it is if you get hit, especially with ballistics, how quickly they pop.
Well, I mean, the thing is, we saw. I'm not trying to make fun of him or nothing, really. It's we saw what happened to Sessions in my combat
Mhm.
footage the other day, right? One missile disabled an F8C Lightning. So
Indeed, the size 3 hit did good damage, but I do wonder, how much that's on Sessions as well, because um, they did manage to flare quite a bit. So most of them missed, but yeah, you got that one hit in there, and that just immediately disabled them. So I wonder if he just fucked up his flaring.
well, I mean, the thing is, what I'm trying to point out is that if you get a missile hit on somebody, then you can essentially disable their entire shit.
I mean, to be fair, that does make sense for slightly larger missiles, but size ones, I think it depends on like what ship you're actually shooting at. Like if you shoot a size 1 at a Gladius, yeah, I'd like disablement, right? I don't expect a disablement with a size 1 from a F8. Size 2 maybe, sure, but not a size 1.
I do wonder what type of interior component Sessions had, because if they went for like, stealth as well, then the component HP is pretty low on those things. Easy to pop with a single hit.
Honestly, in F8, your signature is so high, you might as well not even care about stealth. You just go full blown, fattest HP stack you can.
The only reason I say stealth is because if you go with the coolers, for example, then the power blocks are not as, you don't need as much there. Of course, you can put in the military ones and just lower the power requirement there too, but it's just the extra hassle, the initial steps.
Now this is interesting. Now I was just fine inside of the game, right? And now all of a sudden, it lost connection. So that's weird. So I'm gonna restart the headset and see if that fixes it.
You're losing the connection to the headset?
Yeah, like just out of nowhere, when I quit the game, the headset disconnected
Mm.
from it stopped detecting my PC, essentially, is what I'm saying. What's that? Oh. There it goes. Yeah, so basically virtual desktop just took a shit. And I think it's because I was loading so much through that level. I think the headset got overloaded. Nope, it's not overloaded. There's just something going on here. Unable to connect to Wi-Fi. Interesting. I wonder. Okay, interesting, interesting. My virtual desktop streamer on my PC got closed too. So let me try to relaunch it again. Interesting. That doesn't make sense. Okay, let me quit the app now. And now that I'm out of that, now I'll turn this back off. And then well, I guess I'll try again later. I'm not gonna, like, I've learned to just, when it does shit like this, just to stop fucking with it for a while. Plug the Ethernet phone as well, just